Spacey Sims, and we are back with more To the Edge of the Sky, and it's not really more because after I recorded the last part of Chapter 2, where we, didn't resist 5, 8, oh god, I can't remember all their names anymore. I was on Twitter, and Aeon Dream Studios posted, and we're like, oh, did you resist the siren? And I was like, why would I do that? And someone had made a comment about, oh, yeah, something about a scene with 5 if you resist 8. And I was like, wait, what? I'm like, oh my god, we should have. I'm like, I don't know why we haven't gone back and done other options. I kind of want our gameplay to be consistent so that, like, when we can save our saves, that we can, we just keep going with the game and we don't change things. But I was like, well, I don't know why we don't go back and, like, play some of the other options when we have time. So what I wanted to do in this is go back to one of the premium scenes, which is this one that we're on right now, where we can ask for other questions. We had originally said, this is going to sound really random, but so I want to start here and I want to ask him random things. And actually what I should do is, we can't do it. Hold on, here we go. I want to save, let's just save here. So I want to ask, how are you really? And I want to see what's different, what happens. I know one of the other premium scenes, I think, is back when we are with 5 and we can opt to hug him or not. I don't think I want to go back and redo that one. I think I'm just going to do, this is going to be a short part because we're just going to do this. CDs, and then we're going to see that other scene in Chapter 2. But if there's other things, that is the one thing I know of that we missed some content on. But if there's other things that you guys know of, let me know. And we can go back and do them. I'm not sure when I'm going to post this up because I've got everything scheduled, with Bad Apple Wars and everything like that. So this will probably be a ways out. Gonna hold on to it and I'll post it up eventually. Probably just put it in as filler when I don't have anything else, or maybe just randomly, because who knows when Chapter 3 is going to come out, or another part of Chapter 2, or however they're going to do it. So I'll probably just post this up. It'll probably be a while, maybe post it up sometime in August, and then it'll be like a little tidbit. So, yeah. And I mean, and that's one of the things we can do too. I was thinking about if there is a time where we go to play the game, like a new chapter comes out and our saves get ruined, we can just start and play the whole thing over again. I don't think anyone would really be opposed to that, especially because I think we were doing like half-hour parts. Now with all the other videos, we're doing hour-long parts, so I could totally do that. We'll see how it goes. It might let us skip through stuff we've already read, and then we could just choose different options. I don't know. I mean, let me know what you guys want to do, because and we could do it randomly. I could just go back and we could skip through everything and just choose all the different options for every choice and see what happens. I don't think it's going to change too much of the story. It's just going to kind of be what changes, just the topic of conversations, like right after we choose it. And because I don't think we're going to be able to get too much of what's missing or how it affects the story for the long part until, all of it's out. So it would really just be kind of like, oh, what happens if we ask him this? So I figured we'll do this, and then we'll go, because this, I had a problem loading for some reason my last save. So I could load this one, so we'll just hope it works. I don't know. So that would kind of suck, but anyway. So last time we asked we asked the random thing, so we're going to ask him how he really is. So there is one question that immediately comes to mind, one that I absolutely need to know. Okay, so, and this is again after we were waiting for him, he's been shot, and then we hug him. I'm not changing that. I'm not changing it. I don't care. We're hugging this motherfucker. But of course, we can always go back and like change answers and do things differently and see what happens. But for the purpose of my actual game, we're hugging this motherfucker. That's all I'm saying. How are you really? You did get shot and had to get right back into the mission. Four glances at me just for a second before his eyes go right back to the scope. I'm fine. The medical team patched me up before everything went to shit again. Well, that's great. Not the shit part, but you get me. Right, yeah, how did I not think about it before? FaZe must have the most top-of-the-line medical equipment in existence. And beyond the physical, I'm good. Getting shot at is part of the job. Four slowly looks back at me again. And before you ask, I'll talk to Dr. Sadiq about my feelings when we're done with the Blue Wings. Dr. Sadiq? Four is quiet for a moment, and I can only guess what he's thinking. She's the head psychologist. We're supposed to come in and talk to her after every mission and every injury. You'll be seeing her too after this. Oh, good to know. Thanks. So there's a psychologist who takes care of everyone's mental health. I didn't even think about it before, but it makes sense. With jobs like this, everyone would be breaking left and right if they didn't have some sort of mental help on hand. We quickly fall into silence again. I can hear the others discussing directions in my ear. I realize that Four and I still have a moment to talk. How did you end up scouted by FaZe? If you don't mind me asking. I don't, and I didn't. You didn't? I signed up. I think that's about as much of an answer that I'll get from him, but Four continues on. And I think this is pretty much the same, so I think we already kind of did this. The big exam everyone does. Got a promising score, so they let me become a trainee. Oh, I see. I'd heard about the exam before, the FaZe aptitude test. Though only through rumors and bits and pieces that I managed to gather from my time of traveling with my clan. But hearing about it through bits and pieces couldn't ever compare to actually being able to ask someone. Four doesn't seem particularly opposed to questions, so I decided to push my luck a little further. How old were you when you became a trainee? 17. That's really young. Though not as young as when Zero started. Yeah, so that's pretty much the same. So let's actually... Can you roll back? Oh, wait, can we go roll back to, before the questions? Oh, no, we can't. Oh, we can't do it. We really do have to, actually load our save. We have to actually load the save. What should I ask him? Any advice for newbie? There is one question that immediately comes to mind. One that I need to know. Got any advice for a newbie? Four doesn't say anything. Although he continues to look through the scope, he does seem to be thinking about my question. Oh, I read that as any question. I'm like, wait, what? My question. Okay, I can't read, right? Trust that your team will back you up. Especially if you're about to do something that will get you hurt. I nod along with his explanation. Makes sense. If you can't trust the people on your team, who can you trust? Got any more words of wisdom, oh great one? Look at the smirk! We made him smirk at us! I quip, and surprisingly, he snorts with laughter. His laugh is quiet and restrained. I get the sense that he's keeping himself in check for the mission. Still, I can't help but feel pleased that I managed to make Four of all people laugh. Yeah, I got some. Don't let Eight's cat into your room, or you'll have a layer of fur over everything for weeks. Gotcha. I'll make sure to keep him out. I thought he was going to be like, don't let his cat into your room, because otherwise you're never going to get rid of 8. Whoa, hi. Woo. We quickly fall into silence again. I can hear the others discussing directions in my ear. I realize that 4 and I still have a moment to talk. How did you end up scouted by FaZe? If you don't mind me asking. Okay, so we already read that. So I'm going to skip through. Oh, that's right! I forgot! I forgot we had these additional questions. Okay, hold on a second. Let's save. Okay, let's save here. Oop, let's just save over. Okay, so we can ask if he has any family. Do you have any family? I do. Parents and brother. What about you? You got anyone? I do, yeah. Though there's someone I haven't seen in a long while. 4 doesn't say anything to that. At the thought of my family, I suddenly don't feel like saying anything more either. It has been a long while. Far too long. My heart aches at the thought, but there's nothing I can do about it. So I push it all down and focus. Whatever other questions I might have thought of are quickly thrown away as our comms come to life. Ready. Okay, so let's go back and ask him some other questions. Okay, so do you normally do... Okay. Do you normally do your missions like this? Four looks to me with a little frown. Like what? Waiting around some rooftop with your partner to get a good shot in. Sometimes. I only get partners for team missions. Oh, I see. So do you usually do team or solo missions more often? Solo. I'd fight back a frown. It's a little frustrating, but sometimes Four answers with just 1 or 2 words. Other times he gives me full sentences, or actually asks you a question in return. You never know what you're going to get with them. He's like a box of chocolates. I can't quite figure out what thing will get what kind of answer. I make a mental note to try and figure it out after we're done here. Maybe even when I'm back in my bed and we know that everything is perfectly fine again. Whatever other questions I might have thought of are quickly thrown away as our comms come to life. Okay. This is fun. We just keep going back and forth with the same save. Do we already... I can't remember. Did we ask him what he does in his downtime? We might have, but we're going to ask again because I don't remember which one we asked him on this because I kind of forgot that we had... I knew we had this, we had the Prime or the Premiere or the whatever. What is it? It's Premiere? I don't remember. What is it called? What is it? Why can't I forget about it? Why can't I remember the word? Anyway, I know we had this scene, but I forgot that you can ask those questions, but this little tidbit is what was the bonusy stuff that you only get for being a... whatever. I can't, the word with the thing and the talking and there's language and the stuff and the vocabulary. I can't do that right now, apparently. Anyway, what do you do in your downtime? I can't remember what we asked him originally, but sleep? I think this is what we asked him. The time I found him sleeping in the lounge suddenly comes to mind. Yeah, this is what we asked him last time. The next question tumbles out of my mouth before I can think about it. Just how often do you actually sleep in your own room? He snorts, just barely holding himself back from laughter. Enough for it to still be called my room. That doesn't exactly answer my question, but alright, I'll give you that. Whatever other questions I might have thought of are quickly... Okay. Load. And we're gonna go, if you weren't an operative. I decided to throw him a what-if sort of question. If you weren't an operative, what would you be doing now? Four remained silent. For a second, I think he didn't hear me, but then his eyes flit over to me. I don't know. I never thought about doing anything else. Really? Never? I'm too... No, never. I feel my stomach twist almost painfully. He's too... what? I want to ask more, but the tone of his voice lets me know that he's not willing to go any further to the into the topic. We both fall silent again, and though the air between us feels tense, oddly enough, it's not uncomfortable somehow. Okay, so we'll skip through. And this is where... Oh, and that's where we get the... Oh, I know why. Because I had to open the wrong thing because for some reason my chapter 2 thing doesn't... Okay, I'll be back in just a second. That's why I couldn't load my save because my thing, for some reason, my desktop deleted my shortcut. And for some reason, I know what. Yeah, because I forgot. See, I just did this, but I did chapter 1 this way, like the normal desktop version, but I got the their server version, so that when it auto updates, and I don't have to deal with like downloading and doing anything like that, and I forgot about that, so I'm using the wrong... I have to use the web version. That's what I did for chapter 2. That's why my saves didn't work, because I opened the wrong version of the game, and I was like, why didn't my save work? I'm like, that's okay. I'm gonna open the right version of the game. This way we can actually do that. I can't believe, like, I'm so dumb, because I forgot that I did that. It's gonna take me, because I was like, this is why I deleted the... I was like, why did my thing get... I'll be back in a second, and we'll load up the save so that we can do the thing with 8. So I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay. It's premium, by the way. That's what the B word is. I forgot that Itch has a... that's what they released the game through. Has a... like a PC app, and that's basically what when I downloaded chapter 2, I'm like, oh, I'll use that because then it auto updates and I don't have to download the update. It'll just auto update every time there's an update. And I just completely forgot. I'm like, where did my chapter 2 go? Oh my god. Oh, duh. Oh my god. I can't. It really hasn't been that long. So, but I'm going to forget that. So anyway, let's actually go and we're going to load this save. Actually, can we go back? Huh. Can we scroll back to her? I want to actually see what happens if we ask her about other options. So I didn't have a save before this. Huh. We don't have a save before that. Let's just load this where we were. And let's skip through. Well, let's just ask him that. Okay. I want to skip through because I want to see with chapter 2 when we go to Dr. Sadiq, I want to try to do the other options. No, we're going to argue with them still. There's no question about that. There's no way we're going to not argue. But I feel like I want it here. So can we roll here? I want to save here. Boop, we're just going to save. And I want to answer. We've already talked about Five's mental breakdown, but I want to ask about the other things. So, the deaths that happen around me, and the deaths that are on my hands. I look down at my gloved hands. Even if I didn't knowingly strike any killing blows, I contributed to people's deaths. I look back up at Dr. Sadiq. I did it because I wanted to help people, right? I mean, I became an operative because I wanted to help defend Olympia. So was hurting people, was killing someone, is that right? Is it really okay? It's not uncommon for even seasoned operatives to feel this way. How do you feel about it? I don't know. I'm not sure. That's also a very normal feeling, and it's okay to not know. I'm sure you'll find your own answer in time. It's good to know it's normal, but honestly, the feelings I'm having, it's like, because of everything. You mean everything that's happened? Yes, leaving my clan, coming to FaZe, the Kairos invasion. I'm just too exhausted in every way. I feel like I haven't been able to recover. It feels like I'm sinking into this pit of negativity and sadness. Like there's this heavy weight on my chest I can't get rid of. I feel overwhelmed. Even the smallest things just feel so overwhelming right now. And I'm scared that I'm useless like this. Why do you feel that you're useless? If I can't even handle leaving my room, and then on top of it, I'm afraid of going back into combat after the long last mission. Just the thought makes my heart race. I want to help FaZe and support my team though, no matter what. I joined and I want them to be able to rely on me. I learned to commit fully to my decisions when I was young. But I wonder if I'm really good enough to do so. And then, I wonder why I'm even here. I thought I wanted to lead an exciting life helping people, but I don't know if this is that. If this is what I was hoping for. Why don't I feel excited? Why do all I feel is this fear and exhaustion? You've been through several prolonged, emotionally draining events. It's normal to go into a depressive phase after all you've been through. Depression. I don't think I'm... Well, what do I know? Maybe I am. I feel a hollow emptiness just thinking about it. What a time to start having these kinds of issues. There's still so much work to do. My team needs me. What can I do to fix this? Dr. Sadiq seems to think for a moment, and I wonder what's going on in her mind. Then she smiles at me. There's a treatment that might help for what you're going through. Perhaps you'd like to try it. And then we do the little treatment thing, and I'm sure that's pretty much the same. So I'm going to actually go back now. And I'm going to actually have her choose talking about her brother. My brother. I don't know if you know this, but my brother, he's in Kairos. I'd been informed, yes. I haven't seen him in years, and then suddenly just chimes into my ARO, belittling me, as if I'm the one who just invaded an entire organization and sent the city into chaos. How does that make you feel? I'm pretty sure she's angry. Like, I feel angry. Go me, I figured it out. I just read it really angry, like, how dare, I mean, obviously, like, what they're saying. The text kind of belayed that. I wasn't, like, making it up, you know? I mean, frustrated, shocked, hurt. I can't understand why this is happening. I feel I don't know if it's okay to say this. Everything you say here is confidential. I promise you, nothing you say here will leave this room. then I feel guilty as well. It pisses me off, but I feel guilty now that FaZe knows about my brother because of me. He might be an idiot, but he's still my brother. I don't want anything to happen to him. And so, I'm scared too. I don't know what's going to happen to him. I just want to talk to him. Reason with him somehow. Maybe they've brainwashed him or something. I just don't know what to do. That is a difficult situation to be put in. It's good to know it's normal. But honestly, the feelings I'm having, it's like, because of everything, you mean everything that's happened. Yes, leaving my clan, coming to FaZe, the Kairos invasion, I'm just so exhausted in every way. Okay, so that's like, we get to the same thing. Okay, I'm gonna skip through. Because that's her choices. And now, oh, hold on. Guys, let's just scroll back and read. Okay, here we go. 8's hands suddenly uncoiled. You know what? Let's actually read this whole entire scene. Let's just go back. All right, let's do it. One in that mind, I set the location on my arrow and set off for the sim room. We can go play Sims! And then you walk in, you're like, this is not what I was expecting. When I step into the room, I do a double take on my arrow indicator to make sure this is the right place. It certainly is lively. Could this really be it? I'm leaning my head outside the door to check the nameplate when I hear a familiar voice. Even hard-working women need to unwind sometimes. I can help with that. What? 8? I duck my head back inside, my guard up, only to see that 8 is nowhere near me. Instead, he lies on a strange-looking lounge chair in the back of the room, some kind of visor over his eyes. It doesn't seem like he realizes I'm here. No, you can't underestimate the value of pleasure. All work and no play makes for a dull life. He must be using the simulator. Look at the look on her face, is like, what in the... I feel like I'm intruding, though, with whatever kind of situation he's in. Maybe I should ask him if I should leave. Reluctant, I start inching my way towards the lounging 8. He'll be more productive. If only you just come with me and play a little. I forgot how great the lines are. You're like, oh, well, I mean, why would you resist? You're like, oh, okay. What? Wow, this is hot in here? Jeez. Oh my God. Jeez, he's really persistent. I almost feel bad for the simulation. We can do whatever you like. That's right. His voice is so sultry and soft, it's almost mesmerizing. Feeling increasingly uncomfortable, I almost stopped dead at his next words. Come a little closer. Right. Simulation. Man, they must be pretty realistic. Almost to him now, I force my legs to move the few remaining steps in front of him. Hey, 8, it's me. 8's hands suddenly uncoil from his chest. They snap out around my wrists, surprisingly strong, and pull me down to him. He's like, hey. I mean, come on, how can you resist? He's got the perfect hair. That's actually, like, my hair color, thank you very much, so I'm down with this. And, like, the dark purple and the neon pink, yeah. I dig that color combination. I want to just see their hair intertwine. I really want this to be an Otome game. You don't even understand. I just want to go romance all of them. I've played way too many of these games to just not be down for that. Like, nah, it's okay. I'll be happy anyway this works out. Because I really do enjoy this game. But that would just make it, like, so much more enjoyable for me. Like, it would be like, yes! That is the whipped cream and the cherry on top of this sundae. That's all I'm saying. Hey! 8 reaches up a single finger and pushes the simulation visor up. Oh, look at that look. He's like, hey. I fucking love it. You want to? His lopsided grin reminds me of the Cheshire Cat. I begin to pull away and start to reply, but 8's eyes flash. My vision becomes hazy and my body relaxes. I haven't seen you in a while. Were you missing me? 8's voice is so nice. I shake my head trying to remember. Why did I come here? You came here to see me, right? Looking into 8's eyes, I wonder how I didn't notice how charming they were before. Come to see you? Why do I suddenly feel so disoriented? That's so nice. I was feeling pretty lonely. You were too, right? I know you haven't left your room in days. I guess I have been. That much is true. That's true. So, want to partner up? This time, it'll just be you and me. Resist! There's a heavy, hazy feeling dragging me down, but I think what might be premium for this is the CG might be. Because I don't think the situation is. I'm pretty sure you can play the situation whether you have premium or not. I think it might just be like the CG, but... There's no way in hell I'm doing this. My stubbornness is stronger. Sorry. Huh? But I'm off duty right now. I break his hold on my wrists and grab him instead, grab his instead, squeezing. This is actually probably what logically I would have done in this. Like, nah, she wouldn't be falling for this shit. Not this early. But I really just wanted to not resist because, yeah, I just wanted to see what naughtiness we were going to get up to, which didn't pan out. And then we missed so much. I don't know why we did not for both, but whatever. We're doing it now. So here you go. Back off with the Augs, or I'll have to hurt you. Yeah, this is so much more her. 8 looks surprised, then chuckles softly. Relax, I'm just trying to help you out. I told you to be watchful of your surroundings. Even if I could sneak up on you, didn't I? If even I could sneak up on you, didn't I? I narrow my eyes at 8 and his annoyingly soften. People who resist are more interesting to me. Ugh, have you ever heard of boundaries or consent? Do you mean persuade? Are you serious? I don't even know what to say to that. So, considering our position, you sure you haven't changed your mind? Ugh, definitely not. I mean, I love that. People who resist are more attractive to me. You're like, there's a thing called boundaries. You mean persuade? Oh dear, that's rapey, but I love it. That's borderline. You're getting, okay. Well, there's always one. There's always that one who's like, seriously? If I wink at you enough, you'll fall into my bed. And you're like, ugh. And then you do, and you're like, ha, we knew we were going to. Come on. They wink at you like, you're going to fall in my bed. And you're like, totally, absolutely, yeah. But I'm going to fight a little while before we get there, just so you don't have the upper hand. But yeah, damn right I am. I love these games, I really do. There's something so fucking wrong with me. I push myself off 8, uncaring wherever my knee might have dug into, and stand up. This is definitely way more Everin Raspberry Bubbles. Whatever her last name is, I forget. What gives you the right to use your Augs on me? 8 shrugs. What gives me the right to use them on anyone? What gives you the right to use yours? That's not the same, isn't it? I use my Augs to help me to fight, not to manipulate. So you use your strength to manipulate the situation instead? Tell me, dear 7, what is the difference? I can tell he's mocking me, but maybe there's something else to it. Actual curiosity? Hold on a second. I don't know how to get I want you to be able to see. I still can't figure out how to, like, hide the thingamajig. Did I figure it out last time? I don't think I did. I don't remember, but anyway. Daring me to prove him wrong? Wanting me to prove him wrong? Whatever it is, I'm too frustrated to care. Well, I didn't use my fists on you. Didn't you use your strength, though, to control the situation? Are you saying it's okay to use Augs to control a situation? 8 shrugs, playing with his choker. Why not? Besides, I came here to practice. And if I can persuade you, then I should be able to persuade most people. He tilts his head cutely, and I could swear I see his eyes flash again. You're like, why are you so cute? Stop it! Your little frickin' fishnet and leather. Ugh, I should just go. I turn to do that, but 8's hand shoots out around my wrist again. I briefly contemplate body slamming him, but I subdue the urge. Don't leave. Please. At the pleading in his voice, I turn back towards 8. What? I wasn't lying. I am lonely. Everyone's been so down lately. There's no missions for me yet either. 8 points to the bar near us. Want to chat? I won't even use my Oggs on you this time. I stare at the bar, then back at 8's hopeful face before sighing. I point at him as I practically stomp to the bar. You better not, or I will use my fists on you this time. Don't worry, I won't. Though I can't promise you won't be charmed by me anyway. Feeling unusually flustered and grumpy about it, I slide onto the bar stool without comment. 8 does the same beside me and, grabbing a nearby bottle, pours a drink for both of us. I put my arrow on the table with a sigh, not even bothering to protest. So, we finally have the chance to really talk. Although you're older, I'm the more experienced one. So, do you have any questions for me? I take deep breaths to calm down and think. This is something that I find interesting too, speaking of the age thing. So she's like 27, which I love, by the way. Thank you very much for making a goddamn, like, MC who's not like a 14-year-old girl. I mean, most of them you're like 16, 17, and sometimes they even make comments and you're like even with Code Realize, when it's like, they're like, oh, girl my age, she's 13. She's not your age, you are not 13, because that makes this creepy. But they're always at least like 16, 17. I just want to be like, I want to pretend they're like 18 to 20, so it's not weird. And I mean, I know that there's ones where you're in high school and you're like, okay, all of you are like 16, 17, like whatever. But it's actually nice to have an MC that's like a legit adult and not like, not quite there. I don't know. Especially because, I mean, this is the same thing with Mystic Destinies, right? She was in college, and she was an adult, and she wasn't stupid. Because, like, I know it's easier to kind of write a story where there's a character who's naive about something. Like, they usually have amnesia or something. But most of the games that we've been playing lately with the amnesia things, they're derpy in a cute way. You know? Like Code Realize. I love Spacey in Code Realize. I really do. Whatever the hell. Cardia. Whatever her real name's supposed to be. Because she's derpy in not a stupid way. It's like you don't know what a locomotive is because you just only remember the last 2 years and you've been living in a mansion, you have amnesia kind of thing. But she can still kind of kick ass when she needs to, but she's still the damsel in distress. But and that's the standard trope, so you kind of get used to it, and sometimes the characters you're like, nah, I like this character's good, I can get around this, and sometimes you're like, no, looking at you, Oz Mafia, I can't. It's a good game, and I really want to be able to play it, but that MC is just dumber than a box of rocks. Like, it's so bad. It's bad. The rest of the game, like, you have to get past it. You're like, I'm just gonna pretend you don't exist, and I'm gonna make up my own lines for these fine boys, like, because I can't. But you guys didn't get to see all of that because they wouldn't let me post those videos. But anyway, but I just love that. And I didn't know how old she was, but I figured in her 20s. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. She doesn't come across as like, I'm 16 and I don't know anything. You know what I mean? She came across like she knew shit. But also, she's like in a clan of like wanderers or whatever. So she's got to know shit. She's not going to be stupid. You know what I mean? Like, she's got some street smarts to her, obviously, you know? But it was kind of interesting. So, on their Twitter page, apparently there are people who have a problem with the fact that she's like 27, and I forget the age range for the guys on the team, but they're all in their 20s, but some of them are younger than her, and I'm like, why? Like, there are people who literally had a problem with it, and I'm like, and I literally think, I don't even think the youngest was like, what, like 21 or 22 maybe? But I'm like, it's like a 4 or 5 year age difference, 6 max, right? And I'm like, they're all in their 20s. It's not like she's 20 and he's 15, where that's a little bit weird. We're talking about people in their 20s. And she's 27, and what, even if one of them was like only like 20. Why is that, like, everyone has a problem with that? But if it were reverse, it were like a lot of the games are, where the girl's 16 and he's 35, and that's cool. But a 20-year-old guy and a 27-year-old woman is weird? Okay. Wow. Yeah. I was like, that's just so dumb. That's the dumbest thing for anyone to be bothered by, because it's like they're within 7 years max of each other. But I just had to bring that up because I don't know, talk about it amongst ourselves here, that it's ridiculous. I like the fact that she's 27, and not like, I'm 16 or 17 or 18, She's a legit adult woman. She knows shit. And she's tough. She's naive in the situation because she doesn't know, like, what Faze does. It's like, okay, I'm learning. But she's not stupid. You know what I mean? She's like, I'm learning. I'm new. I'm the newbie, so I gotta learn some stuff. You guys all kind of know. But then I like the fact that she's got, like, in this situation, the younger guys aren't like, but you look 12. None of them look 12. I'm okay with that. Like, I know I play other games and I'm like, I'm not okay with this younger man. And it's not because I'm not okay with that, because I am. It's I am not okay when we're like supposed to be a 16-year-old girl dating a 16-year-old boy, but he looks 10. Sorry. That's just weird. None of them look 10. So, but like, yeah. I would have a problem, yes, if one of them was like, oh, I mean, I'm 30, but I'm in the body of a 10-year-old. Okay, that's creepy, and that's really fucked up. Because I don't care how old you are mentally, you are physically a child. Like, that's creepy. But they are all legitimate adults in legitimate adult body, and so I just found it funny. I just want to bring that up. Because people will be bitchy about the weirdest shit. Like, that's so... Or, I don't know, maybe it's because she's 27 and they want to play a 16-year-old girl. I don't know. I'm really happy. I was like, oh, so happy that she's like 27. I think she's like 27. I'm like, I'm so happy about this. I think we knew this. Did we know this? Was this like in her bio thing? I don't know. Maybe we already knew this already and I just conveniently forgot. I don't know. But I love it. It's so nice. It's refreshing. And I mean, I really shouldn't say that because, hi. We had Mystic Destinies and she was a college student, but it's still like, I guess I just really am excited that they make like adult characters and they're not stupid. It's really hard to find, and not only that, they make Seven and she's beautiful and not derpy looking. I don't understand why a lot of game developers, they make the guys really fucking hot and then they make the girls kind of derpy and you're like, oh, we're like cute and a weird derpy, our eyes are the size of dinner plates. I know it's a style, but it's still like, that'd be like us looking like a chibi character over here while the boys are looking all fine as fuck. That's like the drastic difference. So I'm really glad that the art style works and she's gorgeous as fuck and I'm okay with being this character. Like, I'm fine. We a fine older woman who knows our shit. Thank you. This is a little more up my alley. I need to take a break out and say that. I'm sorry. I just really did. I really do. I just want to give props when we have like an amazing fucking like female MC who's not derpy, whose eyes aren't the size of dinner plates. And she's gonna like kick him in the nutsack if he tries anything. Although, I mean, I still want to be like, I'm okay with not resisting. Oh, but it was a hard decision, man. But I'm glad we came back and did this. I'm glad someone made that comment on the fucking, the page or whatever, because, on Twitter, because I wouldn't have thought of it. Lord knows what else we're missing, but, like I said, if anybody else knows anything else we're missing, let me know. Or we can just go back through and play all the choices just for funsies now and then while we're waiting for the next chapters to come out. I take a deep breath to calm down and think. Sorry for that interruption. I know. This is what happens. I should try to use this opportunity to learn more. I think through what I wanted to ask him. Oh! Save! Mitch, we're doing it all! Oh, whoops. If you don't mind, how did you join Faze? You want to know my past? Well, if you don't mind, you must be really interested in me. I love this face. He's like, it's like, oh, I'm smirking at you, but also like, I don't trust you. There is something in that face that's like, really? what it is. What? I thought you'd ask something about work, but this is about work. 8? A familiar voice interrupts our conversation. I look over to see someone completely unexpected standing there. 5? It's so funny because they've all got makeovers and he doesn't. He doesn't have a makeover yet. Shouldn't you be resting? Oh, that was... Shouldn't you be resting? Was not me. I wanted to see you. I'm feeling better today. And 7's here too. 5 walks over to our table and sits down next to 8. Hi, 7. Hi, 5. I just love that we have numbers. I feel like we're in like Schoolhouse Rocks or something. I'm so glad to see you up and about. Yes, I wanted to spend time with 8, but I'm glad you're here too. Well, if you're sure you're feeling well enough, I feel better around you guys. Aw, I'm glad then. Like such a cute little fluffy duck. I'm like, oh, you're the cute one. We just need a hug. You're the adorable baby duck. But it's not inappropriate. A little inappropriate. All of it. Everything I say is inappropriate. What am I kidding? What were you talking about when I came in? Before I could open my mouth, 8 speaks up. Oh, just about life here. The job. The job? Well, I mean, my class. 7 here is interested in sirens. Why did he have to put it like that? I'm interested in learning about everyone's class. I'm really wondering... Hold on a second. I'm wondering if we change... I'm going to go back and ask... How do your siren skills work? Can you tell me more about sirens? How do your augs work? They, seem pretty powerful. Would you like another demonstration? Nope. Oh, shut down. So cruel. My augs work in a variety of different ways. One major way are pheromones. Another is our voice. Just what kind of pheromones are we talking about? Well, when someone is attracted... 8? A familiar voice interrupts our conversation. I look over to see someone completely unexpected standing there. Okay, so that's the same thing. Okay, so 5 is always going to interrupt, but we can still at least see what the other topic conversations are. How'd you get your cat? So, you have a cat. What's the story behind you getting him? 8 instantly lights up. Monarch! Oh, I was so happy to see him when we got back. Like, I heard he took out 2 Kairos all by himself. He... 8? Okay. I know, I'm sorry, but... what do you do besides work? What do you do when you're not working? Are you asking me on a date? What? No. Maybe. Just curious. You know, like, do you have any hobbies? Oh, those. 8 shrugs. Not really. I have a lot of work to do. I'm pretty sure his hobby is just sexing up people. He's like, no, my hobby is dating. Did you want to go on a date? This is such a sausage fest. I mean, it really is. The whole team. I am the top siren here. Oh, but I do play with Monarch. And then that, okay. I do play with my cat. Not even gonna make the inappropriate comment. Okay, ask about 5. Oh, cool. How do you know? Okay. You and 5 seem close. We are, I guess. Is there a story behind it? It's kind of embarrassing. Those are the best kinds of stories. Spill. Well, we were both undercover as cops, but we have to go back and now ask the other version of question. How's 5 doing? If it's okay to ask, how's 5 doing? A shadow passes over 8's face. He's hanging in there. 5 has been through bad times before. They were undercover as cops. What, a BDSM club? I mean, I'm sure that's not... This is how he's dressed since he's here, but I'm just trying to picture him as a cop, and you are too pretty. There's just no way that would fly. Like, could you imagine? You're like, I get pulled over, you're like in some kind of club, you're getting arrested, and you're like, okay, cuff me? I mean, I'm just not going to oppose that. So I guess it works. He'll be fine soon. Don't worry. 8? A familiar voice interrupts our conversation. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of like... Okay, 5? So we have the nice little, I wanted to see you, I'm feeling better today. And 7's here too, yay. He sits down. I'm glad to see you up and about. Yes, I wanted to spend time with 8. But I'm glad you're here too. Well, if you're sure you're feeling well enough. I feel better around you guys. Oh, I'm glad then. What were you talking about when I came in? Before I can open my mouth, 8 speaks up. Oh, just about life here. The job. The job? Well, I mean, my class. 7 here's interested in sirens. Why did he have to put it like that? I'm interested in learning about everyone's class, including shifters. I want to learn how to work together well. Dr. Park said teams do better if they get to know more about each other. Oh, that's true. Shifters aren't that much different from sirens in how they're used. That sounds terrible, used. 8 gently shakes his drink, the ice cubes hitting the sides of the glass. That's right. We're both infiltration classes. And we both gain people's trust by simply going along with however they see us. That was the cutest. Look at, he's like, that looks almost like a pain face. Like he's like, I'm gonna punch someone. I don't know. Perception is reality. That's what they teach shifters. That makes sense. Although you two don't look it, I guess it might be pretty scary for the enemy. Never knowing who they can trust. By now, they should know the saying, every rose has its thorns. But isn't that hard on you guys? You look so sad. Hard how? People do what they have to survive, even in phase. It isn't like how things were before the climate changed. Everyone has to find a way to be useful, to not be a burden. I think you of all people would understand that as a drifter. Besides that, the attention is always nice. I do understand what you're saying, and I don't mean to offend you. But I can't help but wonder about how difficult my comrades' jobs are too. Maybe it's not my business, but doesn't it bother you? The fake love, the way you have to dress and act, problems with consent. I mean, I'm literally, doesn't it bother you the fact that you're basically a whore? I mean, let's just put it this way. If you were just manipulating, like, oh, I'm just gonna talk to you to get the keys. But I just imagine that there is probably something about this job that involves them having to use them. I mean, there's going to be a whoring portion of this job. And that just is terrifying. It's like, oh my God, you have to do probably, even if you're not even like that, like you're just like, oh, you have to manipulate, you have to use people, you have to gain their trust, and you have to, someone that could be totally, like a totally nice, normal person, and you have to manipulate, use them, basically fucking mess with their minds. It's kind of harsh. And you might also have to, like, depending on how, like, what you're doing, like, I can imagine, like, oh, you're the siren, you have to use your body to seduce them, and you might actually have to legit we'll go with fake love. The fake love you receive. Fake love. What I mean is, well, you said that people like you for who they perceive you to be. Doesn't that mean that they aren't getting to know you for who you really are? Yes. Even still, it's fun while it lasts. I feel like he's got a wall. He's like, yeah, no, it's great. It's awesome. It's fantastic. It's like the best. And you're like, you hurt the most on the inside, don't you? It's like, he's like the most wounded little thing on the inside. Getting to go to parties and wine and dine isn't a bad job at all. But those good feelings you get from those people, it's all fake. Those people are only into you because of appearances. And they're not even the truth. Yes. See, 5 is everywhere like, I don't like it, man. I just want people to love me for me. I want them to see the fluffy little duck, and they don't. And he's over here like, whatever. Everybody loves me because I'm pretty. And you're like, but they don't really love you. Stop it! Like, he's over here admitting his pain, so he's probably, like, way better off, and, like, 8's over here like, whatever, it's great. And you're like, you have such a hole inside of you. It's not even funny, honey. Aw. What's your point? I just thought, it must be so exhausting. Let's see what the slight other changes are to our other conversation. The The way you have to act. Meaning, I gesture to Eight's outfit. The way you have to dress to catch their attention. There were so many people on Twitter complaining about his outfit. Like, why are you going to make him look like a hoe? And it's like, I like it, frankly. It's, you know, it is sexy, but it's also, that's his job. But then she's like, I just love how she's blatantly like, I mean, like, hello, you're wearing fucking mesh over here and like spandex. Like, dude. And he's like, what? Maybe I just like wearing chokers and mesh, okay? I feel good about it. I look at 5. Or wear clothes for days on end that you might not want to wear. You have to pretend to be someone you're not to people who can't know the real you. Yes. I thought it must be so tiring to do that for a living. I can't imagine being anyone else but me. It is tiring. You're assuming I wouldn't normally dress this way. Do you have a problem with the way I dress? Snap everyone on Twitter who was bitching. No, I just assumed it was the way you had to dress on missions. Sirens need to wear things that will attract their targets. Besides that, I feel comfortable with my body and sexuality. Just as I'm comfortable with how cute I am. There's nothing wrong with that. 8 leans back and gestures to my own clothes. I'm guessing you agree? Fair enough. People are even more open here than any other city I've visited. But I've always dressed the way I want, and I don't care what anyone else thinks. Right? It's the same for me. And this isn't the wastelands where you have to dress for survival. 5 leans in and speaks carefully. It's 2077. I know how you might be thinking because I came from a small town, but the boring fashions of the past are totally gone here. I think that even if I was bored in the past, I would have always liked to stand out. 8 leans in too, as if sharing a secret. In Olympia, bold and daring is what gets you noticed here. Unlike 5, who needs to blend in to do my job, I need to stand out. I like attention. 8 leans back with a smile. Yeah, you can tell by that outfit. And it's nice that it also helps me do my job well. I sigh. I can see that things work much more differently here than what I'm used to. I have to maintain an open mind. There's always a reason why things are the way they are. I decide to change subjects completely to lighten the atmosphere. I'm assuming maybe we... Hold on. Let's actually go back and the fake love you received. Let's see if we can, I just thought that must be so exhausting, no matter how... Oh, wait, hold on. And they're not even the truth. Okay. I think we might have missed a couple of things because I thought we were at the end, but like that other... Okay, so let's see. No matter how glamorous your job seems, it is. Real love or fake love? What does it matter if you feel happy in the moment? I've got a job to do. I'm going to do it well and try my best to enjoy every moment of it while I can. Oh my god, this needs to be a romance. We need to fill the hole in this poor boy's heart. I can't even. He needs a hug. Girl, you've hugged everyone else. You need to hug this one. Just hold him tight and don't let him go. Suffocate him in your boobs. He needs hugs. He's so broken. Okay, so that was basically... Boop, this was it. The problems with consent. The problems with consent. Your jobs require you to deceive someone. You pretend to be someone you're not, force them into trusting you, and then betray it. Shouldn't you be more considerate of what just happened? I'm sorry, 5. I shouldn't be talking about something this heavy so soon. No, I'm glad you are. Almost no one wants to talk about this here. Anyways, we don't force someone into trusting us. They do it because they like us and want to. Yes, but you're manipulating them into doing it. It's the same goddamn thing. You're putting them in a situation where they can't say no. What about the Augs? As you saw, the Augs won't work if someone doesn't want it. Besides, do you ask consent to punch someone? The way our classes do things is a lot more gentle. Even if they normally never would have said yes, we simply help them make them more open to suggestion. They want to be around us. For a while they're happy, and everyone wins. This is so shady! I love him. I do. It's so wrong. You're like, you are kind of an asshole, but I still kind of love you. I don't know why. You're at least over there like, whatever, they love it. You're like, wow, yeah, you got some problems. We gonna, girl. I sigh. I can see that things work much more differently here than what I'm used to. I have to maintain an open mind. There's always a reason why things are the way they are. I decide to change subjects completely to lighten the atmosphere. How about Monarch? What's the story behind him? He followed me after a mission. I couldn't leave him. I gave him to 8. I wanted 8 to have someone that would love him for just being 8. That's so cute! My God, the little bromance is adorable. He's like, I wanted someone to actually love him for him because, you know, he basically whores himself and thinks that the superficial love that everyone gives him is great and it's not, and there's a hole in him and I just needed something to fill that hole because I recognize this. And like 5 and 7 are sitting there like, yeah, I got you. She's like, I get it. He's got a gaping hole in him. Not because of his looks or because they were persuaded. Ugh, 5. I think you're too honest sometimes. It's embarrassing. 8 needs to relax more. And Monarch loved him the moment they met. He snuggled up in his arms and never wanted to leave. 8 suddenly clasped his hands together. He did. He purred and purred and purred. This is so fucking cute. He's like, oh my God, my kitty. I want to talk about my fluffy kitty. And you're like, oh my God, you just want someone to love you. This is so fucking adorable. It was the cutest thing. So small. Look at his little face. It's fucking adorable. And when I tried to hold him for a bit, he got angry. He was like, no. This is my human. You will not take me from him. And then I fell in love at first sight with my kitty. What is this cuteness suddenly? I feel like my heart is going to explode into rainbows. That's such a sweet story. I can't wait to meet him. Next time we hang out, I'll try to bring him, okay? 5 turns to me and whispers, 8 is really cute sometimes. So please don't be mad at 8. The way his class works is not his fault. This is how things at Phase are done. 5, don't start this. I'm not a victim. 5 surprises all of us by hitting the table with both fists. I don't want her to think you're a bad person. And I don't want you to have to keep being in bad situations. Oh my God. He loves him so much. It's so cute. To the bromance. I just love this. Guys, I just love this so much. I'm so sad we almost missed this. There's so much frustration and anguish in his voice. I want to help, but I don't know how. 5. And when I introduce myself, I don't want to say that I'm 5 or some made-up name. I want to say... I don't know how to pronounce that. I know that's Ko, but... Is it... Dion? I know Korean names are different than Japanese names. I would just make Dion. Ko-Dion? I'm just assuming. That's the best I can do with what I know of Japanese, so. And I know it's Korean and it's different, but close enough. Okay. Ko-Dion. 5? 8 covers his face with his hands, clearly exasperated. Is that your real name? Yes. I'm not 5. Oh, so Dion is his first name? Oh, because that's right, because they introduce themselves backwards. Yeah. So he'd be like, I'm Raspberry Bubbles. Yes. Raspberry Bubbles! Everett, nice to meet you! Yes! And Nara Sparkle's the unicorn. Whatever her actual last name was, because she actually had one, so she's like technically Everett Raspberry Bubbles, whatever that was. I forget. That's the name my parents gave me. 5, damn it! If Rask finds out, he'll kill you. You know you're not supposed to reveal that to just anyone. I'm sorry, but 7 isn't just anyone. She's my teammate, and I want to trust her. I want people to be able to trust me. 5. 7? A deep voice flows towards us, and we all turn to look at the doorway. Is it 6? Because, yeah! There's my pretty Loki. I do miss the old grin face. I really do. There was something in that was just like, ha 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 ha, I am so devious. But I like this outfit better because this is so Loki and it's just skin tight and I just... It is like fucking like X-Men. Like, I don't know what is going on with the jump. I'm loving it. Seriously, I love the future because everybody dresses like a crazy bunch of bastards. I love it. There's like leather and fishnet, and then there's like this green leather suit thing going on here. I'm down. Thank you, future. Thank you for being fun. 6 is standing there leaning against the door as if he's been there for quite some time. Hey, 8, 5. 6 gives a small 2-fingered wave. Good to see you all are doing okay. His eyes shift to me. 7, you didn't see Rask requesting you? Huh? Oh, no, my arrow. We looked down at it, forgotten at the table. No worries. Rask has a mission for us, so let's get it, eh? 7's going with you this time? So it seems. I see. Guess we have no choice but to let you go, then. 8 tips his glass at me. Let's continue this conversation over drinks again. Next time, I'll buy. 6 chuckles and then turns to leave the room. I slide off my bar stool and turn to the guys. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for the chat. Bye, 7. 5 staring at me with such sad eyes. I feel like I need to say more. And don't worry, your secret's safe with me. 6's voice filters back to me as he peeks his head in. Come on, 7! We definitely can't keep Rask waiting. I nod at the 2 men, then hurry to follow 6. I think we technically already read all this, so this is all the same. Wait a minute. Oh! There's actually an end thing! I didn't know. Okay. Instead, I rush off to my room to read it all there. And that's where it ended! There's more! Oh my god, guys! We really should have resisted! We missed so much! We're like, oh, chapter 2's over. 4 hours later. What? I begin walking down the corridor, scanning over the info in my ARO, but my mind begins to drift to... oh! Save. We're gonna do both, guys. We're gonna... My mind begins to drift to... Well, now, honestly, my mind would drift to 8. That's where my mind was instantly going. Let's say 5, because that's what we're talking about. I can't get the sad look 5 had out of my head. And the fact that he revealed to me his real name. He must really trust me. I feel guilty about bringing up everything I did in front of 5. Maybe I was too strong-willed about it. Dad always did say I was stubborn. 8 just annoys me with that careless attitude. But 5, he didn't seem to feel the same way as 8 did. I just want to talk to him again and apologize. This time I won't mess up and we'll have a nice, normal chat. Putting on my ARO, I tap the display and search for 5's location on the ARO map. I'm both surprised and relieved to see it's no longer in the sim room. Looks like the rooftop garden. Without hesitation, I make my way to 5's flashing dot on the map. Oh my god! I gotta love this! This part might be really fucking long because we're just gonna do it all. When I get there, 5's sitting on a bench with his head back, eyes closed. I slowly approach him. Hi, 5. 5's eyes shoot open. 7! Did you come to see me? I sit down next to 5. Yep. I felt bad I had to rush off like that. I wanted to apologize if I made you uncomfortable with anything I said. 5 frowns and shakes his head. No, it's the truth. It's better to talk about it. Sometimes, it feels like everyone here knows there's something wrong, but they won't talk about it. I'm not entirely sure what 5 means, but his voice sounds so heavy and sad that I want to change the subject anyway. After everything that happened, are you doing okay? 5 gives me a big smile. I'm fine. Do you feel any better lately? Yes, a lot better. And 8 has been spending a lot of time with me. Monarch too, so I'm happy. 5 seems pretty relaxed right now. Should I ask him something? Oh my god, guys. This is gonna be fucking forever. Here's what I think I want to do. I think at some point, maybe when the next chapter comes out, depending on where we are, I want to go back through and maybe we can do other like question answers, and then because now we've just kind of like done all this, I want to leave this path, but I want to go back to where we were in the room and choose like, okay, this is the answer I want to choose, but I want to see what the other thing, what happens if we choose the other option, like the other conversation options, but you know, whatever. Because I don't think it really matters technically in that situation what we ask him. I guess it doesn't matter. But this makes a difference whether you choose 0 or 5, I'm sure. You know what I mean? So I would normally, I think 5 was the right one to choose because we were just talking to him in 8, right? we're still going to go back and choose 0. But I think when I continue the game, when the rest of it comes out, we'll start from, say, this path. It's going to get so confusing, but whatever. Okay, should I ask him something? Yes. What happened back then? May I ask about it? Okay, my curiosity gets the better of me. What happened back then in the command center? May I ask about it? A shadow falls across Five's face. I'm sorry, It's okay. You helped me back then, too. So it's okay if we talk about it. Your reaction to guns. Before mentioned he doesn't like using guns around you. I take it that was why. Yeah. Sometimes we work like that. I become friends with someone, lure them, and Five covers his head and a small sob comes out. Guns are terrifying. All they do is hurt people. He's so innocent. So cute. Mwah. He's like a little fluffy duck. Five adds in a small whisper. I don't like guns. Me neither. But we don't have to talk about this. Do you need a hug? Five opens his arms wide. And he's like, I just like manipulating you into giving. And Eight's over there like, I tried to seduce her and it didn't work. And you're over there crying and she's hugging. I don't understand. He's manipulating us like, ha 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 ha. That'd be the greatest turn of events. Is like, he's like, no, I'm the devious asshole. I actually really don't care if people die. I'm an ass. And you're like, I thought you were so nice. I wrap my arms around him, not for the first time. But I'm so thankful we're in better circumstances this time. I squeeze him a bit. You know, I was known in my clan as one of the best huggers there was. Five giggles a bit. Really? Of course. So you're getting a special treat, you know? Then, thank you, Seven. I wonder why someone like Five would take on this kind of job. I want to know, but something like that seems deeply personal. I'm sure for him to come here, he must have had a strong reason. I don't think I can ask that just yet. Another question pops into my mind. I have just one other question. Nothing bad. Yes? Do you want me to call you Five? Or, what was it again? Dayon? Or is that Yin? Oh, because that's Yin. Like, that's like how we say Yin-Ho, right? Yin-Ho, Yin. Dayan? Dayan? I don't know. Whatever. Please just call him Five, because I can't pronounce his name. Jesus. Oh, God, guys. I'm going to have to figure out the pronunciation and write this shit down. So anyway. If it's just us two, please call me... Oh. I think it's Dayan. Dayan? Because to me, I would think D-A-E would be day. And I don't think you pronounce the H. And then I know from playing Nameless, that's Yin, because it's like Yin-Ho. Dayan, you know? So Dayan, maybe? We'll figure it out, but we'll go with Dayan for it. 8 does sometimes. But he's always too worried about getting used to it and calling me that on a mission. A shifter's identity is the most important thing we have. We're taught to safeguard it, keep it secret and spotless. So I can't be reckless. But it's the name my family gave me, so I want to be called that. See, I understand. Thank you so much for trusting me with your name. It doesn't feel right that I know his and he doesn't know mine, though. I decide to rectify that. Well then, you should know mine. I stick up my hand. What did we say, Dayan? Dayan? Everin Raspberry Bubbles Starwind. I love it! Ah! I love it so much! And Nara Sparkles the Unicorn. Everin Raspberry Bubbles Starwind. It's so great, because she has the Starwind last name. And that's amazing. Everin Starwind is just amazing anyway. And that's like an awesome name that I could... But the Raspberry Bubbles that I had to add in there is, you know, for the fact that we had to continue the goofy unicorn kind of name from Mystic Destinies. Because that's what we do, apparently, in these games. I don't know why. Spacey is always the name we use with everything. But for some reason... I can put my name, like Spacey, on any other character and we can be Spacey, but for some reason in the Aeon Dream Studios games. We can't be call her Spacey. She can't. We're pretending to be somebody else in this case as opposed to, well, we're a version of Spacey. We're not a version of Spacey. We're totally some I don't know. I like that. We're pretending to be somebody else this time. And we're Everin Raspberry Bubbles Starwind. God, that's amazing. Pleased to meet you. 5, no, Dayan just stares at my hand looking blank. I suddenly feel insecure. This is how they do it in Olympia, right? Dayan bursts into laughter and reaches out to shake my hand. Yes! It's just that no one ever gave me their name so fast. 8 just called me crazy at first. I laugh too. I guess he's just a bit more cautious than us. It's a lot more fun being crazy when you have someone to do it with. I agree. That afternoon, we chat a little more about this and that before I go back to my room. Feeling like I just made my first close friend with the team. Yay! Okay, so now what we're gonna do... Oh, look, this is so nice! Oh! They didn't have this on the last thing. So you can see everybody that's involved. Oh, I like that. That's so cute. I like that they added this. That wasn't there the last time we played this game. That's really weird. But there you go. So you can pause it and you can see everybody that's... I love it. These ladies are amazing. Okay. And let's just go back and load. Oh, actually... Whoops. No, hold on. Let's load and go back here. And let's just load and ask him what he likes to do outside of work. We'll finish this, and then we'll do the 0 thing. What do you like to do outside of work? I'm curious about operative life. No one has really talked to me much about it. Shopping? But 5 frowns. I'm not allowed to go out, usually. What? Why? Because I'm a shifter. 5 looks down, so people shouldn't know my face. Oh, I guess that makes sense, but... So I shop online a lot, and people bring me back new things. 8 especially. I'm allowed to go out with permission, though. A couple times a month, and not to the same locations or areas. So it's not so bad, right? Oh, yeah. That's not too bad. I frown, though. Is it really okay to give up so much freedom for our jobs? Maybe I just see the world differently as a drifter, but I wouldn't want to live like that. Like a caged animal. I wonder why someone like 5 would take on this kind of job. I want to know, but something like that seems deeply personal. I'm sure for him to come here, he must have had a strong reason. I don't think I can ask that just yet. Another question pops into my mind. I have just one other question. Nothing bad. Yes? Okay. And that's where that is. So then we're going to load right back where we were. And we're going to ask him the other question. And then, is there any where in particular you like to go when you go into the city? I've only been out once so far, so I wanted to know where to go. Just anywhere with cool clothes. Or cafes. I can't go out the same place twice, at least not more than once every 6 months. Why not? 5 gestures to his face and I tilt my head. I have to keep my identity secret. Extra precaution for the shifter class. Oh, I would be so good at being a shifter. They'd be like, you can't go out. Okay. They'd be like, but you have to say, okay, that's fine. You can, shopping online. No, that's fine. So I can't, okay. I only have to go out once every 6 months. Sweet, wait. I only have to go out once every 6 months? You don't have to go out at all. Oh my God, thank God. That would be the best. I know, except for the, impending death when you go on a mission, and I'd probably die on the first one, so it would suck. But, the prospect of never having to leave my house would be great. I frown. Do jobs even control their personal lives like that? Looking up at 5, I remember that I can't get dreary. But on the bright side, you get to see new places every time you do go out. Yeah, that's right. Although I'm trying to see the silver lining, I'm just not sure what to think. Maybe it's because I'm a drifter, but my freedom is important to me. I wonder why someone like 5 would take on this kind of job. I want to know, but something like that seems deeply personal. Okay, so that's the same thing, right? Another question. Okay, yeah. All right, so we've asked all that. So we're going to go back and we're going to think about 0 now. My mind begins to drift to 0. I want to go back to my room and read over the mission, but there's something bothering me. 0. I can't just leave off like that after hearing the horrible things that those women said about him. Although I feel a little guilty about it, I turn my ARO screen and search for 0's location. I'm sure he wants to be alone, but I'm worried. I'll just make sure he's okay. I spot his indicator on the rooftop and head off to the elevator. When I reach the roof, I immediately spot 0 leaning over the railing. His shoulders are slumped and his posture looks defeated. Oh, Zero. I approach him slowly, but it's no use. Zero's posture stiffens at the first footstep. I might as well just say hi. How should I approach this? Comfort him, cheer him up. Oh. Save. I don't know what to do when we come back, because we're going to start either from the point with 5 or start from this point. So I don't know which point we should start from. It's interesting. Ooh, I don't know, guys. How should I approach this? Let's comfort him first. Hi, Zero. I wait for Zero to turn towards me and give him a best smile. Do you mind if I relax out here with you? It's okay. I walk up next to Zero and lean on the railing. Neither of us says anything for a few moments, the wind just passing between us. Surprisingly, Zero is the one to speak first. Did everything go okay with Dr. Sadiq? Yep, she helped me a lot. Zero nods. She's great. She is. I'm so thankful Faiza has her. Zero nods and falls silent. I frantically think of a way to keep the conversation going. I'm not the smoothest at this, but I'm not a therapist, but I am used to listening to people. Giving advice if they want, or just, listening to them vent. I was kind of trained for that growing up. So, I'm sorry if I'm rambling on, but I just wanted you to know, I'm here if you ever need me. I listen, and I won't judge or share anything. Thank you. Let's, so many points. Ask him about what happened. So, do you want to talk about what happened in the elevator earlier? Zero's face instantly darkens and he turns away from me. I'm sorry. I don't really want to think about it right now. Oh, I'm sorry I asked. It's okay. Well, I just want you to know that whatever happened in the past or how other people see you, it doesn't change my opinion of you. You're just you to me. And I'm here to talk if you need me. Thanks. But I did have a question for you. For me? Well, this is new. Usually I'm the one asking all the questions. I heard in the mission debriefing, your brother is in Kairos. Apparently so. I didn't know. I can hardly believe it. I hadn't seen him in years. We had a big fight. We were always close growing up, but we just didn't see eye to eye anymore. I haven't seen my brother in a long time. That sounds hard. Yeah. I sigh, my shoulders slumped. I must look pretty bad because before I know it, Zero's awkwardly patting my back. Oh, that's so cute! I glance up at Zero's face, but he looks embarrassed. Before I can stop myself, shock causes the words to tumble out. Are you trying to comfort me? Sorry. I'm only confident in fighting. The Zero Initiative didn't teach anything about comforting. He says it so seriously I can't help but burst into laughter. But Zero smiles too, and I feel better already. Thanks, Zero. You're not too bad at it. He pulls back, putting his hands in his pockets and looking up at the sky. No problem. I lean over the railing, closing my eyes as the wind rustles my bangs. Remember, you can come talk to me about anything, anytime too. When I'm ready, I promise I'll come to you. I have to stop myself from spoiling the moment by saying, really? And just nod instead. I stay with Zero a little longer, quietly watching the clouds go by. Okay, I'm going to go back to this point, and we're going to say distract him with a question. I don't want to push my luck and upset him. Maybe I could ask something. Can I ask you a random question, Zero? Okay. God damn it! There's so much shit going on. Hold on. Oh, you know what? It's okay. Is there a story behind the tattoo on your neck? Zero's hand immediately goes to his neck. My tattoo? I got it when I joined Phantom Alpha. Really? As like a commemorative thing? Sort of. It has a lot of meaning to me. Is it, it's the Infinite class logo, isn't it? Zero gives a curt nod. There wasn't any logo until me, so... Dr. Kamu suggested we use my tattoo. Since I'm the first. Since I'm Zero. Aw, that's kind of sweet, though. Seems like an honor. It is. Dr. Kamu, though, I don't think I've heard that name. She's Dr. Park's assistant. She helped me a lot during my time in the Zero Initiative. But I did have a question for you. For me? Well, this is new. Usually I'm the one asking questions. Okay, so this is the... Okay. Boop. Okay. Boop. What's your favorite color? Wait. Yeah, okay. What's your favorite color? Favorite color? Well, I'm guessing it might be blue. Like the aqua color, right? Zero's hand goes to the colorful streaks in his hair. Well, blue, it has a special meaning to me. That's why I dyed my hair like this. I did it after I turned 18. Can I ask what the meaning is? Zero tilts his gaze upward and I turn to follow it. There's nothing there but the sky, and the dome much further up beyond it. Do you mean the sky? I mean, look at us, we're all purple. 6 is green. We all have a color. There's a color, okay? Except for 9. He's, I don't know, lilac? I don't really know. Black? He's... It'd be fun to fly around up there, wouldn't it? I mean, without any tech to help us. Yeah, it would. But I did have a question for you. Okay. Boop. Did you ever visit the sea? Do you ever go out in Olympia? You mean like for fun? Yeah, I haven't had a chance yet myself. Zero looks away and at first I think I've made him upset, but then I realize he's thinking. I used to, but I can't remember the last time I did. Where did you used to go when you did then? Arcade or VR sports rooms. Oh, so you're a gamer. I should have guessed the sports part. Do you play games? I haven't really had the opportunity to play games except for on my ARO. Do you want to go sometime? Well, I'd love to. But I did have... Okay, that's when he's asking the question for us. Okay. Let's go back and load when we come here. Boop. How should I approach this? What do we say? We're going to cheer him up. Hi, Zero. I stride right up next to Zero and lean on the railing. I look up into his face, but he immediately turns away. I stare off into the distance instead and take what might be the most dramatic inhale I've ever taken. Gee, it sure is nice to get some fresh air. Zero turns his head a little towards me, but I keep looking towards nowhere in particular. It's way too easy to get lost in the maze of the building. Coming out here definitely clears the mind and energizes the body. I turn towards Zero. Yeah, the comforting thing would be better. The comforting path and then the, asking him about the, going down the, and what do you like to do outside for fun? And then you want to go sometime. Yeah, maybe you'll ask us out. That's all I'm saying. Don't you think so, Zero? Yeah. I've been cooped up in my room for too long, so I thought I should come out here. My session went well, and I'm feeling a lot better. Really? Yeah, Dr. Sadiq is great. I'm glad I was able to talk to someone. I look down and say in a quieter voice, it's easy for the little thoughts to grow into big, scary ones. Talking about them in a safe space, it's like it dispels the illusion. You don't have the burden alone anymore, and you realize everything was just worse than it seemed. Yeah. He doesn't respond much as usual, but I'm getting used to it. What should I say next? Okay, so that's basically where... Okay. So I actually do want to go back to our... This was the comforting thing. I like that better. Distract him with a question because he doesn't want to talk about the elevator and visit in the city. So we kind of already did that, so... Okay, so this is kind of where I have to stop myself from spoiling the moment by saying, really? And just nod instead. I stay with Zero a little while longer, quietly watching the clouds go by. I'm actually going to save this, though. Like here. So that's kind of where our end thing is. Oh, and that was just the end. Okay, perfect! Ah! Okay, so that was... Okay, so that was it. I think we got everything because we got the secret ending, the little end credit things after... talking to Rask, we got the thing. So I like that. That was so much better. I'm so glad that we came back and did that. So that's that. If you know of any other Secret Squirrel things that I don't know about, because I only saw that on the Twitter page, and then it's been a while. So, yeah. And then we'll just see. So this will go up, like I said, sometime probably in August. I don't know. I just have to find like a spot to like throw it in. We always have 4 things going up a day, so I don't know if I'll put it up. I guess we'll see where we get with other games. So if like there's a game that's going to end at some point mid-August or something, or like the first or second week, then I'll put this up. If not, maybe I'll just put it up on a day and like we just won't have a Sims thing that day. Or I don't know. We'll figure it. I'll figure it out because I just don't want to put. I don't want to like preempt anything. It could also be between. I know that, like, if this comes out, we're gonna, like, preempt Bad Apple Wars and everything. So, I mean, we could always put up... I don't want to I don't want to interrupt Bad Apple Wars to put this up. And even though I know, like, if this came out and it were longer, but it's just one part. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll put it, like, when we're, after we've ended a path. And I know, okay, we can put this in there. We'll see. It'll go up eventually. But it'll be forever. But if there is anything else that we missed in this that you know about, aside from just the random, like, oh, if you chose this up, you get slight different conversation points. This was a completely bunch of different scenes that happened because we changed something. That's what I'm talking, like huge things like that. Like, obviously, like little conversation points I'm not concerned about because we can always go back, at some point and do like the different conversations. And we can start playing the game this way too, you know? I don't know. I want to be able... I don't want to get like totally confused and lost, but at the same time, like if we have like those 4 options, like, well, let's see what happens with this. Okay, let's go back and ask this one. Now let's go back and do this. Now let's go back and choose the one that we would actually choose where we're going to continue the game. I can always continue the game like that. Because that's what we do with a lot of other games. We don't just choose, I'm just going to choose this one. We actually go through all 4 options so you can see the answers. But I do want, especially, I mean, you guys, the game is free. You don't have to pay for it. You have to pay for premium, but you don't have to pay for the free game. You can go play the game yourself and, like, experience stuff. So there's a lot of stuff with the premium that you don't get to experience unless I do it. So things like this where we resisted 8... and then we got that whole other scene with 5. We got the whole after scene with 5 and 0. We do both. That's huge. You know what I mean? And normally I wouldn't do both the 5 and the 0 thing, but maybe we'll start doing things like that when we see like, okay, it's premium content. Like, oh, do I go to 5 or do I go to 0? You know what? Let's do both. And this is where I want my game to go. For my game, want to continue with, say we're going to choose 5, but we'll also do the 0 path as like a, let's see what what happens here, you know? But for my game continuity, I don't even know anymore because, and at some point, like I said, if they do an update and it ruins all my saves and we have to start over, then woo, we're just gonna start over and see what happens. I don't know, hopefully the game will know what you've already read so you can skip through it, even though it's not saved, because it would be really nice to be able to skip through everything and then just make different choices. I don't know. We'll figure it out when that happens and whatnot. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up here because it's way over an hour, but I wanted to get everything in there. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.